Stay tuned now for the New Rochelle Chamber of Commerce on the air with Jennifer Lanser on 1460 WVOX.
Hi, you're listening to the Chamber Show on WVOX. Locally, that's 1460 on your AM dial and nationally at WVOX.com. This is Jennifer Lanser, and I'm the Executive Director of the New Rochelle Chamber of Commerce. Every second and fourth Monday of the month, WVOX gives the New Rochelle Chamber of Commerce this airtime pro bono to let you know what's going on at the Chamber of Commerce and locally with our members at the Chamber. If you have a business in the area and you're listening to the show, it would be a great idea to advertise with WVOX. Call them now at 914-636-1460. If you're not a member of the Chamber of Commerce, this is the time to join. We have lots of great happenings going on, and we have more current members now than we've had in almost 4 years that I've been, almost 5 years. I keep saying 4. Each show, we have a featured member of the Chamber as our guest. If you're a member of the Chamber of Commerce and would like to be on the show, call me at 914-632-5700. That's the Chamber phone number, 914-632-5700, and we'll schedule a time for you to be on the show. This week's guest is, we have 2 guests, Lisa Burton, who is the chair of My Brother's Keeper, NewRo's Milestone 6, and Colleen Gardefay, the executive director of MBKNewRo. We're so happy to have you both on the show. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, for having us. We are really grateful.
Okay. So the reason that we have you now there's a lot of people, a lot of listeners out there who may not know about MBK. Mm-hmm. So if I would like for you to just take a minute to explain MBK and the initiatives here in our city.
Okay, great. Well, My Brother's Keeper was an initiative that President Obama launched in February 2014. It's designed to help all students and young adults, but particularly boys and young men of color. Now, there's about 250 communities around the country that accepted the My Brother's Keeper Challenge. New Rochelle was the first one in Westchester and one of the first in the state. It's called a Cradle to Career Initiative because there are 6 milestones that span from birth to age 24. So we have some communities focus in on 1 or 2 or 3 of the milestones, but we actually address all 6 of the milestones. So we are busy.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Now, are you in a progression of the milestones? Is that how that's going on?
Yes. The milestone 1 is that all young children will be ready for school. So that's cognitively, emotionally, physically. So some of the initiatives behind that would be to make sure that babies are getting good medical care, having good interactions with the parents and child care providers, and also that they have really good pre-K experiences, so they're really ready. So we have done a barbershop reading program where we have about 60 barbershops and nail salons with books. We have done a lot of book donations to schools and community organizations. We've also done some child care training workshops. So those are the kinds of things we're doing in that area.
Wow, that's wonderful. I mean, I think this is a great program for our children. It's ongoing, is what I'm hearing, is that, as the child progresses, they move into the different milestones. But it's ongoing for your organization that all 6 milestones are going on at the same time. Is that correct?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, yep. So I'll just run through 2 through 5, and then Lisa can talk about milestone 6. The second milestone is that children are reading on grade level by 3rd grade. Studies have found that if the children aren't reading by 3rd grade, they really fall behind, and some of them drop out because they're not able to read science or math or social studies. That's when you're reading to learn.
Well, yeah, that's true, because I have a 2nd grader, and he's reading, and before that, when he wasn't reading, I felt he was behind, and that could really get the child behind in their coursework.
It does.
So that's
and,
wonderful that you do that.
Of course, they feel terribly, too, if they're not,
caught up with the class.
Right. The 3rd milestone is that the students graduate on time from high school. And there's been a lot of improvement in that area. In the high school, they were working very hard on that. And also the Guidance Center does a lot of work. They have a reimagining summer school for 8th graders going into 9th grade so that they're better prepared. And also Westchester Community College offers classes, college classes at the high school so that the students won't need remedial classes when they go to college. The 4th milestone is all students enter college or vocational training after high school. And there's a lot that's positive in that area too. one thing we do is take a student ambassador to work. So students have a one-day externship, and they get to learn about fields that they're interested in. This year we had 46 students and 16 employers in Westchester and New York City, including IBM, Morgan Stanley,
Wow.
Meetup.com, the Public Theater. So that's exciting.
That is
So there's a
exciting.
lot of good things happening there too.
Those are great organizations too that are participating, which shows that how much wonderful work you're doing.
Oh, thank you. And then milestone 5 is all young people find employment after college. So we partner with First Source, which is doing a lot of training and job searches, and the Guidance Center also.
Yeah, the Guidance Center does so much for our community.
They really do.
Wonderful.
They are fantastic. Yes, and they have a Center for College and Careers at the high school. So they really work very closely with the students, and they do college tours and summer employment along with the Youth Bureau.
Yes.
So there's a lot that's positive that's going on, and we try to partner with them when we can.
Yeah, they're a great program.
Yeah.
We utilize them too, and we like to place some of their people too.
Yeah.
Because we do know of that internship program, which is so valuable to our community.
Yes, that's right. Now, Lisa could talk about Milestone 6. Milestone 6 committee is doing a lot of great work.
All right, so Milestone 6 is safety and second chances. And basically what we are, oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So basically when Milestone 6 is safety and second chances, and we are kind of committed to making sure that our students and our scholars have opportunities to be in safe spaces for after school. And we've taken the initiative basically with the camps to make sure that during the summer there's usually a lag time with where people are and where kids are, and we wanted to make sure that there were safe and intellectually enriching opportunities during the summer, and that's how we have our camp.
Camp is so important for many reasons. One, to keep children occupied during the summer, to keep them from just watching television the entire summer.
Right.
I find it so important to keep the just the cognitive learning for the children to keep going throughout the year.
And certainly there are case studies that say that this is important for children. There is the summer drop-off, which happens basically when kids are not involved. Even if it's a baseball camp or a sports camp, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't necessarily have to be academics. But that interaction, that continued presence of adults in a child's life can make all the difference in terms of their academics, but also in terms of their emotional maturity and developing new friends. And camp is also, I don't know, what you did when you were a kid growing up, but
I didn't go to camp.
You didn't go to camp?
We went to camp one summer, and I send my children now because
Right.
I remember back then I watched TV almost the whole.
Yeah.
Not to say anything about my mom, but I
Yeah.
watched TV a lot during the summer. We played video games. We played.
Yeah,
times were
right.
different, but I
Yeah.
think camp really gets them doing things that they don't normally do. It's
Yes,
just a
it's
fun.
true.
So how did this initiative began through
Yes.
and tell me, how did this camp
it
scholarship
was
initiative
just
begin?
wonderful gift. A very generous anonymous donor, a resident of New Rochelle, was given a sum of money that she wanted to give to low-income children for camp scholarships. She reached out to Mayor Noam Bramson, and he connected her to MBK. So
Wow.
then, so that was great. So I met with her and Kelly at the Youth Bureau, and then Lisa. And then the Milestone 6 committee really sort of took it over and did such a fabulous job of finding the families and matching the kids with the right camps and identifying the camps and then planning other activities and events around the program. So it's been fantastic. So this was the second year this year. It was started last year.
Wow, well, that's so lovely that somebody would do that.
Yeah.
So if there's more people out there, look at how many children you helped
right.
with this one donation.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling that you want to do something with some extra funds
Right.
that you may have, this
Yeah.
is such a nice initiative. So that's beautiful. So now, what criteria did you use to determine if a child would be eligible for the scholarship program?
In our first year, we literally had about 3 weeks to plan this. So we stuck with the basic MBK population, which is young boys, and we found that was kind of insufficient. We had families that had 2 boys and a girl, and to tell them that they could send their sons to camp, but their girls we weren't going to be able to help was a little difficult. So this year we decided that our criteria was, again, people in need. We were trying to make it very simple to say, if you have a SNAP card, which is what food stamps used to be, if you live in Section 8 housing, if you are, benefit from Medicaid, if you can have basically the proof that is in your wallet that you are a family in need, then you can participate in our program. And we opened it up to anyone in the community.
And how did you let them know? How did you let families know that this was that they were maybe eligible, and that this program exists? And how do they apply for it?
We had a lot of outreach in the schools. We had a lot of outreach through social media. We contacted everyone on our very large MBK distribution list.
When you said with your schools, did you use social work program?
We contacted the principals.
Oh, the principals. Okay.
And asked them to put out flyers. We had a camp expo, basically to let people know that even if they weren't able to participate in our program, that other camps were out there that were offering some level of financial need and or financial aid rather, and that all you had to do was ask. So I think we were pretty successful. I mean, the word definitely got out, and we had a lot of repeat families. We had a lot of new families, which was great. And also we did flyers. I mean, I must.
Now these children were allowed to go to any camp, was it?
Well, we had a list of about 15 camps.
And how did you go about identifying them and encouraging them to participate?
The camps?
Yes.
All you have to do is ask.
Oh.
This is the New Rochelle community, and I defy anybody to find someone that would say no. So basically we asked, and the response was always positive.
Yeah, the camps have been terrific, really. Just
so as long as
you
you asked the camp, or the camp asked you to participate in the program, how did it work?
Well, we first went in, and last year our Milestone 6 group went out and did an inventory of all the camps in New Rochelle, and basically the ones that were affordable. And the ones that were a little bit beyond our means, we asked if they could work with us.
Okay.
And like I said, most did.
Wow.
The major issue with New Rochelle camps is the locations. From one end, New Rochelle is 11 miles long, and from one end to the other, the cab ride can be a little costly for families that work. The hours need to match up more than anything else. So, yeah, I mean, we just have great camp partners, and it kind of works.
Okay.
No, that's great. Then last year we had about 60 boys participate for 2 weeks, and this year we had 63 boys and girls participate for 3 weeks.
Wow, this is wonderful. I mean, if you're just tuned in, you're listening to Lisa Burton, the chair of the MBKNewRo's Milestone 6 program, and Colleen Gardefay, executive director of MBK New Rochelle, and we're talking about their camp scholarship program. We're going to be back in a few moments, but I wanted to talk to them about this great initiative for the city and for the youth of our city to utilize camps throughout New Rochelle. So if you have questions for these ladies, the phone number is 914-636-0110, and we'll be right back after these messages and the news. Thank you.
With business news at 20 past the hour, here's the latest update from the Fox Business Network on 1460 WVOX.
From the Fox Business Network, stocks are rallying. Shares of Advanced Micro Devices are sharply higher, up 5%, after the company announced new technology. Nissan started making an all-new electric sedan today. The car is being made in China for customers there. General Motors, Volkswagen, and others are expected to launch electric sedans, minivans, and SUVs in China this year. J.Crew has a new CEO and a new strategy. The Wall Street Journal says its new chief executive, James Brett, is planning to lower prices and add plus sizes. Brett also hopes to sell J.Crew at more retailers. J.Crew's classic shirts now start at $14.50 compared with $29.50 last year. Brett says J.Crew will still sell higher priced shirts, but only if they use specialty fabric that justify the price. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology actively invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you, the needle in the haystack.
Try ZipRecruiter now for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/hire. That's ZipRecruiter.com/hire.
You make the big shots more than a little uncomfortable by spouting off on WVOX right here at 1460.
1460 WVOX.
Let's return to the New Rochelle Chamber of Commerce on the air with Jennifer Lanser on 1460 WVOX.
Hi, this is Jennifer Lanser, and I'm here with Lisa Burton and Colleen Gardefay. Both are from with MBK, My Brother's Keeper, talking about the camp scholarship program right here in New Rochelle. Now, how has the city of New Rochelle, the camps and the campership fund supported your efforts here in New Rochelle?
Well, the campership fund has been great. I mean, they've been in the community since the 50s, and they have done tremendous work in the community, mostly unsung, which is kind of shocking. But they have partnered with us in terms of being the pass-through for us, and have given us support in terms of introducing us to people who run the camps, and have been very supportive in all ways. They've been terrific. And in terms of what the city has done, they are so open. I mean, Parks and Rec does a tremendous amount of good for the kids in New Rochelle. And dollar for dollar, you cannot beat the camp programs that they have. And when we had conversations about, what we found were barriers to participation for people of color and for people for the working poor, basically, of the city, their response was to start a new program, and to embrace the idea that maybe something can be done a little bit differently, and it's so exciting. It's so exciting right now.
It
what's
is
going
exciting.
on.
I think that this camp scholarship program has raised awareness of the need for camp for low-income children, and also that there are plenty of additional resources needed and a focus on it. So I think that that has been really a positive outcome.
So can you talk about like an example of someone who maybe you helped, the specific situation, perhaps?
Well, we had so many great stories. We had, at the end of the summer, we have an ice cream social where we invite the kids back to make thank you cards, and they're
For the donor.
You're right, for the
And the
donor.
camps.
And they're adorable, and they come in and they're so excited. This year we asked them to wear their camp shirts, and they were so happy, that they had the camp shirts, and they learned how to swim, and there was a turtle, and they met new friends, and their moms and dads, they had not even looked at camps before the scholarship program was announced, because they didn't know that that there was help available. So it makes a big difference, and certainly, the members of our community whose children English is a second language, it is such a drop off for them to not participate in school structure. So camp is basically the best way, and they had fun to boot. So we had a lot of first-time campers, 8 and 9-year-olds who had never been to camp, and they were thrilled. We had a lot of new swimmers, people were, whether they can swim or not, they're not afraid of the water.
It's so important to teach children how to
that
swim.
Is really
so
important.
That's great that
true.
you do.
We have some other sports camps, baseball camps, and
can you
also,
mention any of the camps that you're participating?
Of course.
I mean, just to
Well, I can run the list, and I will happily, because we have wonderful camps. We had Rising Star Baseball Camp.
Okay.
Part of their program is that they actually go to a Yankee game.
Yes, I was just going to say, there's these field trips too that are great opportunities.
Right. We have Camp Shape, which it's so funny because parents had one idea about the camps that they wanted their kids to go to. Then they come and they see Danny, and everyone's like, if Danny's running a camp, then that's the camp my kid has to go to.
Right.
So because he does such a great work in the community, we had Next Level, which is a beautiful camp up at Iona Prep for boys and at Ursuline for girls, and just wonderful folks. Westchester Music Rock, my friend Brian Carter. If you can tap on a drum and show any interest in music, he'll take you. And he had kids writing music and performing. It's just wonderful. And then we had A-Game Sports, which does a great job with soccer. We had the Youth Bureau drop-in program. We had the YMCA, which is a great partner. We had Academic Pathways, which took the kids on trips every day. The Remington Middle School Enrichment Program, the Mascaro Summer Boys and Girls Camp, Summer on Lincoln, which was the new camp that the Parks and Rec did for us this year. And then, of course, the Parks and Rec program is at Ward, Jefferson, and at Columbus.
Wow. So now, what are some of your goals for the future of the program? How can you keep this program moving forward for the children?
Well, we need money.
Yeah, we do.
That is the way to keep it going, and that's what we're hoping. And anyone who's interested can certainly send funds to My Brother's Keeper through the New Rochelle Campership Fund.
Why don't you tell them how you can get in touch with you or call you or email you. Go ahead.
Okay, so if you want to make a donation, anonymous or not, it would be to MBK New Rochelle, care of the New Rochelle Campership Fund, P.O. Box 255, New Rochelle, New York, 10804.
You can also go to their website to donate online, www.campership.org. And they are a 501c3, so your donation is tax deductible.
Okay. So now, how can people become involved in helping and supporting the Camp Scholarship Program? Is this just through the donations, or do you also have volunteers or anything like that?
Yeah, we have volunteers as well, particularly for the events that surround the initiative, in part matching the camps and the children, and also the Camp Expo, the Ice Cream Social. So
Summerfest, right?
The Summerfest,
that was fun.
The Family Fun.
I went to that. It looked so, the kids were having such a blast.
Yeah,
it was
they
so
were.
cute.
It was great.
Face painting, the huge games. It was so cute.
Yep.
So now, what additional programs and events does MBKNewRo have planned for the fall?
Well, we will be at the street fair.
Oh, right.
We'll see you there.
Let's talk about that. The street fair is coming up. It's September the 9th. And before that, we do have a grand opening that's going to include 3 businesses on Memorial Plaza on September the 5th from 3 to 4. That's Virtuous Vogue, Danny's Barbershop, and Arepas de Caracas.
Okay,
so
great. Wonderful.
Tell us more about MBK.
We are going to do pop-up libraries, which we're really excited about.
I've
We're going to
been
have
reading
7
about
of them. Yep.
Yes, that's exciting.
We're working with the New Rochelle Council on the Arts, the Public Library, the New Rochelle Parks and Rec Department, and artist Charles Facino is going to do a signature one at the Metro train station.
Fun.
And then 6 other local artists will embellish their book kiosks, their pop-up libraries, so that's exciting. One thing we're talking about is we have a great community reads program where we hope everybody will read the same books and have discussions around them. And our selection this time around for adults and for students in grades 8 and up was called One Goal, by Dr. Amy Bass, who's a New Rochelle resident and a professor at the College of New Rochelle, and she's excellent. Anyway, the principal at Albert Leonard is hoping that the entire 8th grade might read the book, which is very exciting.
Nice.
So it'd be nice to have
that. Well, these are all great initiatives, and we're so happy that you came and shared them on our show. Again, help out the Campership Fund by donating at campership.org. And thank you so much, Lisa, Colleen, for being on the show. We thank you. The New Rochelle community thanks you for all you're doing for our youth and for everybody that's participating in this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it, Jennifer.